Are you in need of a new haircut? Tired of the same barbershop? Come to Sal's Barber Exclusive for our family experience. We have 45 years of business experience in haircutting. We offer the basic hair trimmings as well as stylings. No reservations, walk-ins only. Come on in and see Denise, Monica, and Sal. The number's 201-327-7037. 6 Church Street in Ramsey on the corner of Main and Church. Our hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8:30 to 6. Thursdays, 8:30 to 7:30, and Saturdays, 8 to 5. Closed on Mondays and Sundays. Come to Sal's Barber Exclusive.
Hey, Joey B here with another segment of First and Goal, and tonight we've got a very special guest. Tebow's stepdad, stepbrother, but for the sake of argument, stepson, I'm just going to call him Tebow. We're kind of giving him his own little stage, his own little spotlight. To respect his anonymity, what's the word I'm trying to say there? Anonymity? That's the word I'm trying to say.
Like that.
You won't be able to see his face. I'm looking right at him, and believe me, it's not a bad thing. All right? So, without any further ado, Tebow, how you doing tonight?
Good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. You know, I'll tell you, I'm going to get right to it with you. The write-ups you do are sensational. I mean,
Thank you.
And I'm not going to diminish the other guys. Old man Jogger, couldn't get him down here. Chris Carter, couldn't get him down here. The only one with the courage to actually come down here and appear on the show tonight. So I want to get right into it. Do you have a degree in journalism or something? I mean, what made you decide to want to do these write-ups?
I do not. I'm a big-time sports fan. I love the Acfl, love football. Tebow time, he had been doing a lot of the write-ups, and for 2-3 weeks he kind of stopped. I figured I'd give it a shot, and I've been doing it ever since.
So now, how long have you been doing it? Is it now? We can't go by years because the ACFL has 3 seasons a year.
That's
so
true.
let's go. How many seasons have you been doing this?
This is actually the 4th season I've been doing them.
4th season. So then, basically, you started last year.
Yes, I did.
In 2013.
I did.
Now, another thing that amazes me about your write-ups. Now, I mean, how do you get all this information so accurately? Do you get in your car and drive field to field? I mean, do you have nothing to do on Sundays, or how does that happen?
To be honest, I'm actually a player in the league.
Okay.
I play in Flag 6.
Okay.
So I get a lot of my information from playing games against teams. I kind of stay after. I see other teams play. I talk to a couple guys in the league, get some information that way. I watch all the films that are taped. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of the league in entirety.
Okay, so now you've just revealed on your own that you're a player in the league.
Yes.
You talk to other players. Does anybody know your secret other than me? And
No one does.
no one does. That's interesting. So that's like a kind of cool thing. That's like a Clark Kent kind of mentality.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not even going to say that you're wearing glasses like Clark Kent. But let's get to okay. So you like to do the write-ups. You're very, very linguistic. Your level of elocution, how's that for a word? Your level of elocution is excellent. You get a lot of guys that make comments on your postings, whether they're positive or negative.
Yes.
And you answer them. I mean, you answer them back no matter how they are.
Yeah.
I mean, is this something that irks you sometimes? You go through all this trouble of writing stuff up, and then you hear guys come back and say, "You're crazy. You're out of your mind. Where'd you get that from?" I mean, how does that work?
Not at all. The whole point of doing the write-ups is to get people to read them, to get people to comment on the league, comment on Flag 6 in general. So I welcome the comments. I welcome negative, positive. Just throwing out a joke that has nothing to do with the write-up, whatever it may be. I have no problem answering, debating with people on there. I've had people say some things that aren't exactly nice, but I give it time of day and I listen to it, and I'll respond. But I can put digs at the rest of the guys just as much as they do to me. So it's fun. It's all in fun.
Well, I'll tell you, this league, and I've been involved in this league now for 7 years, and started this media company to film games, and then we have guys like yourself that come on and do things totally on their own time, and Tebow is not associated with the ACFL media team, our broadcast team. No. Although I'm seriously thinking of talking to him next year about coming on and having a regular spot. And I'm serious about that. I do want to talk to you about that at another time. But no, he does this all on his own. And this is what, they call this a rec league, Tebow, but a lot of people get a lot of enjoyment out of this league, and it goes beyond just showing up and playing on Sunday. It's almost, would you call it almost like a fraternity type of thing?
I think so. I mean, some guys take it more seriously than others, but at the end of the day, we're all out here on our Sunday mornings. We leave our families, we leave our regular relaxing kind of Sundays, and we come out here and we play. So if we can, add some more spice to the league on the board, or with this show, for instance, anything that helps the league out is always good. And whether some guys say it or not, I know everyone appreciates it.
Well, it's true what you say. The guys do leave their families on Sunday, and they come out and they play hard. And that's the thing, too. They play hard. People come there. It's a rec league. You're supposed to have fun, but I've always maintained that if you're going to go to a game and you're there, you might as well try and win.
Exactly.
So the guys do come out and play hard. And when I say a fraternity type of thing, what I mean is you have guys on opposing teams. Now, not just your teammates, but you build up relationships with guys on opposing teams, because basically, if you play in all 3 seasons, you're spending 7 months with them.
Exactly.
In one way or another. If you play 2 seasons, you're spending 6 months with them.
Exactly.
So these guys become, I don't know, would you say almost friends, or just more than acquaintances but not quite friends?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, you play teams enough, you develop a respect for them. You become, on a name-to-name basis, you know who they are. You always see them, you game plan for them, you're cordial outside of the game, but you're competitive in the game. And, friendships do develop, you can always, text or call, other teams, and find out they're nice about it, but come game time Sunday when you step on the field, you're not friends. Outside of it, you are friends. So
and let me enhance that a minute. You may not be friends, but you're not enemies. You're just 2 guys competing against each other.
Exactly.
You want to see who's better that day.
Exactly.
And that's how you do it. You settle it on the field.
Yeah. And then, you go through the handshake line, and outside of that, you guys are good, and like I said, you develop your friendships. But game time, it's the game.
Well,
and everyone's here to win.
That's a perfect sense. Now, we're going to take a quick break right now, and when we come back, we're going to talk with Tebow about the sudden success of the 6-on-6 flag. I mean, this has exploded, and we're going to talk about the potential of an all-star game. It would take a miracle, but miracles happen every once in a while. So we'll be right back, and we're going to continue our conversation with Tebow.
Athenia Mason Supply is New Jersey's #1 source for masonry supplies. We're the wholesale one-stop location with a comprehensive selection of cultured stones, bricks, blocks, concrete, cement, sand, and the accessories that make it all come together. Whether you're a masonry contractor or doing the work yourself, skip the big box stores and go right to the specialist at Athenia Mason Supply. We have everything you need to enhance the appearance of your home while providing lasting beauty and value. Stone or concrete pavers can define an exterior space while offering an old-world elegance. A fireplace or brick barbecue can be the central focus of a living room or outdoor living space. Inside or out, nothing adds timeless beauty to a home than the look of cultured stone or brick veneer. Athenia Mason Supply is where your improvement plans should start. Visit our website for ideas or just stop by. Deliveries are available to all of New York and New Jersey, including the islands.
Okay, we're back. Thank you very much. And again, my guest tonight, Tebow time. I'll call him Tebow. I'm enhancing your name as we go along here,
That's
Mr.
okay.
Tebow.
That works.
So I want to talk to you about 6-on-6 flag football, the game itself. Why do you think suddenly something that was an experiment a few seasons ago has grown so rapidly in popularity?
Well, I think there's a couple reasons. One would be it's no disrespect to the touch division, but it is a step up from touch. At the same time, it's a little less physical than flag A and B. Guys can come out, it's more of a wide open game. They have fun. It's more of a skill kind of game, and they don't have to go through the physicality that flag A and B has. There's no stiff arms, there's no contact off the line, so it allows for a more, I'd say, up-tempo kind of football game, more of a football feel, and it's pretty much the perfect complement between guys that aren't going to go out on Sundays to try to get hurt or try to block and get planted in the ground as flag A and B would have. But they want to do a little bit more than just, two-hand touch someone.
Yeah, and that's a great point because, as you know, especially in Flag A, I'm sure you've watched enough Flag A games.
Yeah.
There are a lot of former college Division I players. Some NFL. Darian Barnes, who plays for the Canes, has a Super Bowl ring. He has a Super Bowl ring. He's an NFL guy playing in the ACFL.
Exactly.
And if I was playing in the A-League, which would be like 20 years ago, my biggest fear would, what if this guy has a flashback to an NFL game? You could get buried. And you're right about that. They played hard. They played very serious. Flag B, and Tebow, I've always maintained that I hate calling it Flag B because there's a lot of good athletes in the B flag division. Do they take it serious? They do. Are they cutthroat? I wouldn't really call it cutthroat, but they don't seem as intense as the A guys. And then, like you said, comes Flag 6. And I'll tell you, the thing that I like about it, and again, I was skeptical when the league first decided to have it, and you said it's an upgrade from touch. I think it's an upgrade from touch on a skill level also. It's a lot easier to put two hands on a moving target than it is to reach down around their hips and try and pull a flag while they're trying to avoid it.
That's true.
And you do get more of a sense of football with Flag 6, in as much as after the count there is blocking. Yeah. There's no contact off the line as far as release is concerned. That makes it more of a wide open offensive game. And quite frankly, when you're playing a rec football league, I don't want to see, 17 to 7 scores or whatever it might be. I know there is no kicking in Flag 6, but you can go for 2.
Which does happen a lot.
Which does happen a lot. So you get more, athleticism-wise. Do you think that the players in Flag 6 athletically can compete with the contact flag division just on an athleticism level? Would you say that's pretty much a par? Because you got to have some reindeer in Flag 6 to be successful.
Yeah, I definitely think skill-wise, Flag 6 players can compete with Flag A and B. There's a bunch of Flag 6 guys that go both ways. They do play B and A.
That's right.
The only thing I would say Flag 6 can't compete with is size.
Correct.
Whether it's offensive, defensive line, or just some of the receivers in general in Flag A, they're monsters compared to Flag 6.
Right. So
Flag 6 is a much smaller kind of group of guys, more finesse, whereas Flag A, everyone's just a lot bigger than everyone else. So.
You play Flag 6. To me, you got to score, 30 points to be in the game for the most part?
That's the barometer of what you need. Somewhere between 30 and 40 to realistically really have a chance. If you're scoring in the 20s, you need to have a hell of a defense. Otherwise, you're not going to win too many games. And
that just makes it a close game at 30 points.
Yeah, exactly. It
makes it a close game. So, this All-Star fever now that's gripped the ACFL. There is going to be an A-League All-Star game. I can't wait. We're filming it, and we still don't know how to divide the teams up. Someone's going to wear white shirts, someone's going to wear blues. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's within one league, so it'll be interesting to see how they chop it up. And now suddenly, somebody on the board said, hey, why not have a Flag 6 All-Star game? And Championship Sunday, which is the 29th, has 3 championship games plus the All-Star game.
Yes.
Now, the B flag championship game is July 12th.
Yes.
That's after 4th of July weekend. Would that be the day you guys would be looking to do this if it can be organized?
I think so. It seems like it's got a lot of traction on the board. I know JT actually posted on there saying he was on board with it. From where I stand, I think the best thing is obviously you're going to have conference versus conference. Instead of having kind of a group of guys pick whoever they know or whoever they've seen, I think each captain should nominate 2 or 3 players from their teams, you know, and then you have a little bit wider of a pool of players. And then you get a committee of, you know, 5 or 6 guys that have been in the league for a while, have seen most of the teams, and, you know, have them whittle the pool down to make it, you know, a 12-on-12.
Well, I tell you what, Tebow, Joey B is going to solve your problem for you. Your championship games are going to be settled before the All-Star game.
Yes.
Right? But potential All-Star game.
Yes.
So it would be my contention to have the winning coach of the entire championship and the runner-up coach be the 2 coaches because you're going to be from separate conferences anyway.
Exactly.
And just have those guys pick. Now, they're going to be guys that can't make the game, right? I mean, it's going to be summertime. And
exactly.
But
you're going to have guys that are hurt.
Exactly. They're not going to want to play. And, you know, it seems to me that your championship game is on the 22nd, right? Is it the 22nd this Sunday?
It's the 29th.
The 29th.
This Sunday will be the conference
Right.
championship.
So the day after the 29th, you guys got to start putting a team together.
Yes.
Now, whether those coaches, the winning coach and the runner-up coach, want to bring on someone, quote-unquote, as an assistant or something, because the toughest part of that is going to be picking the teams.
Yeah.
You're going to have the field available. You know, you're going to have us there probably taping the game.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter again. But I tell you, it's something I'd like to see. I mean, I'd like to see.
I agree. To be honest, I think, you know, Flag B could have an all-star game. Even touch, you know, pretty much the Dukes have run away with
It
it.
would be the Dukes versus the All-Stars from everybody else.
Exactly. You could have the Dukes versus any other team pretty much. But, you know, I think an all-star game for all leagues is actually good, especially for the league, you know, ACFL in general. I think, you know, it's something to kind of, you know, broach the span from, you know, the spring to the fall. It gives guys something else besides just a tournament that they can do and look forward to.
You know, and you mentioned that JT's on board with it, and I saw that. And JT is on board with anything he doesn't have to organize. So as long as he doesn't have to organize it, he's with it. Okay, so before we close out, let's talk about the games for this weekend upcoming. You've got the Bears and the All-Stars. I picked the Bears at the beginning of the season. My partner, Mike McSee, picked the All-Stars. Who do you like in that game? Going to get a little pre-write-up here from you.
Okay. The Bears have had a great season. You know, anytime you go 8-0 and pretty much demolish every team you play every week, you know, it speaks for itself. All-Stars, you know, they had a bit of a down season by their standards, but Titano is still Titano. Lane is still Lane. Albie's still Albie. They have all the playmakers. They're playing well at the right time. And if there's one thing I'd have to say about the Bears, as good a quarterback as Jim is, he sometimes elects to run more than actually throw it. And that's something that the All-Stars have pretty much had a handle on. You know, you can look at their last championships against AJ. They've managed to shut AJ down, and they've won the game. So based on that and based on experience, I'd have to go with the All-Stars.
Well, let me ask you this. You made a comparison with AJ and Jim from the Bears. I think AJ is more of an elusive type of runner. I think Jim is a power runner.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he runs people over.
Jim is straight downhill. He's one cutting downhill. And he's a big body, and when he gets it going, it's hard to get those flags.
So who wins the game?
I'll say you All-Stars. It'll be close. I think the Bears will have a lead at some point. But if I had to put a score on it, I would say All-Stars 34-28.
So it's a close game. All-Stars basically winning by 1 touchdown. Okay, let's go to the other game. We have the Bruins and the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks, and I had the pleasure of being at Secaucus last Sunday. Now, the Wildcats were a little undermanned, but the Seahawks just annihilated them. Oscar Quintera, and that's a guy that, you know, you don't talk about him too much, not even you, but this guy is like, his feet don't touch the ground when he runs. I mean, he's just like poetry in motion constantly. Their quarterback is an unknown, but he's got a pretty good arm, and he can run the ball too. AJ, it's the old thing. Here are the Bruins again with a chance to go to a championship. Now, the problem is not getting to the championship game. The problem is winning. But still, in all fairness to them, they've won a couple of chips. So, you know, it's not like they've gone every time and gotten shut out. AJ, capable, the man all day, you know, and he talks all day. Good player, though. Absolutely. You know, they've got some playmakers on their team. Talk to me about that game. Give me a Tebow write-up on that game.
Well, thanks to Oscar. I know the Seahawks quarterback is Manny. Great player for them. Him and Oscar together are, you know, like you said, they're two of the quickest, most elusive guys in Flag 6. Again, they've had a great season. They blew the Wildcats out, which wasn't shocking since the Wildcats do have a lot of commitment issues, it seems like, every season. But the Bruins just seem, I would say they have their best squad in years. They added a couple guys from the Orange Lantern. I know they have Brian on their D-line. They added Mike on the O-line. And again, they have Thurman, probably one of the most underrated wide receivers in Flag 6, Flag A, any league he plays. But the playmakers they have and the way their defense can control a game and let AJ kind of work his magic, open a game up on offense, I just don't see them being beaten.
Who do you like in that game?
I'm going to take the Bruins, I'd say 34-20.
34-20. So then basically you're calling for a rematch between the All-Stars and the Bruins again.
As much
So
as I'd rather not.
I'm gonna. I got opinion now on this. Who wins that game?
Until the Bruins prove that they can beat the All-Stars, I got to go with the All-Stars.
So you're picking the All-Stars to win it all.
Yeah.
All right, just so we have a little competitive feeling here, I'm going to go, I agree with you with the Bruins probably beating the Seahawks, and a lot of that's based on experience.
Yes.
I think having that championship experience is going to play into this game somehow. Seahawks a good team, a little hot-tempered sometimes. AJ is AJ's a little hot-tempered also, but he knows how to control it. And I think that we have the Bruins and the Bears in the final, and I'm sticking with the Bears. I mean, I watched this team too many times, Tebow, and I just think that they do what they have to. They got to run the ball. If Jim's got to run the ball to win, he'll run it. He's got an arm, and his arm. Nobody talks about this guy's arm. This guy's got a cannon.
He has a cannon.
He can get the ball downfield. So I'm going to go with the Bears and the Bruins, and my final score is going to be, and I'm going to give the Bruins a little bit of love here. I'm going to say 37-27. I think it's going to be, I know that's an impossible score, but I figure that's about a little bit more than a touchdown will do it. So we'll chat a little bit after the games are over. So listen, I want to thank you for coming down tonight. I hope you had some fun.
I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest has been Tebow. Tebow's stepdad.
Stepbrother, not Tebow.
I knew he was adopted. I just didn't know where in the family tree he was adopted.
For all
So
intents and purposes, from now on the board, instead of I'm going to drop the stepdad, I'll just be Tebow, make it nice and easy for everyone.
I appreciate that. You could tell him it was my idea. So for myself and for Tebow, have a great night. Enjoy the weekend, and let's see how these picks pan out. Good night, everyone.
High Rise Dry Cleaning, located at 89 Main Street in Fort Lee, is your one-stop shop for all of your dry cleaning needs. From area rugs to leather and suede jackets, we've got you covered. We also handle your more delicates, such as wedding gowns, plus bedding and curtains. High Rise Dry Cleaning also does sneaker cleaning, shoe polishing, and repair. We're open Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. So give us a call at 201-585-2500 for free pickup and delivery for all of your dry cleaning needs. Check us out at highrisedrycleaners.com and like us on Facebook at High Rise Dry Cleaners. Business accounts welcomed, and we're certified green cleaning. Stop in and sign up for our customer loyalty program. Mention this ad and get 20% off your next cleaning.